Hi Libra, this is your reading for April 2019. Thank you for joining with me. Please set aside anything that you're doing. I'd like to ask you to give your full attention to the reading so that you get the most out of your time with me. And while I'm shuffling, take a moment here to check in with your higher self and your guides. Ask them to connect to my higher self and my guides so that we can create a feedback loop to get relevant messages that are tailored especially for you. Interesting reading here. I'll get started in a second. I'm just tuning in to see where to start talking. Before I get into the actual body of the reading, I just wanted to point out here that in this position of the hopes and fears, you have the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands both in reverse. And the Leo reading, which I did just earlier today, had the same two cards in the same configuration, but in this quadrant of the reading. So you might also want to watch the Leo reading because you might find that there's some messages there that are pertinent to what you're dealing with. It could also reflect that you may be dealing with a Leo person at this time. So let me get into it. I feel that what's going on here is that there has been some, I'm hearing deception, and some, I heard also transactions. You have the High Priestess at the foundation of the reading and the Moon in reverse in the outcome position. Now both of these cards can talk about hidden information, secrets, things that are in the shadows, information that's coming from the unconscious mind or from the higher self or from wisdom. You know, the High Priestess is about connection to wisdom and research and studies and like occult knowledge and information from unexpected sources, unusual sources, hidden sources. And the Moon as well. Seeing the Moon come out here in the outcome position in the reverse would say to me that there is some, I feel that, how should I say that? You also have the Temperance here in reverse. You have 3 2s in the reading as well. What this feels like to me, or what I'm picking up on here, is that there could be some, you might be facing the consequences of some dishonest behavior, whether that's yours or the person that you're interacting with. Of course, correspondence is always at play. But seeing the High Priestess at the foundation of the reading, she's number 2. Then you have the Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Two of Cups. And then in the Temperance card, you also have 2 cups there. Okay? Temperance is in reverse. So I feel that there is a bit of juggling going on here. I feel that you may, whether it's you or the person you're dealing with, has been juggling information, has maybe been juggling people. This 3 of Cups at the heart of the reading in the reverse position could indicate that either you or the person that you've been dealing with has been dealing with additional people. There's more people in your relationship than just you and your partner. Now, in this position here, you have the 4 of Pentacles reversed with the Strength card. These cards in this position describe how you see yourself at this time. What this is saying to me is that your boundaries are in question. That's one issue. The Strength card gives indication about boundaries as well as the four of Pentacles in reverse. You can see that there's like a loss of energy. There's a loose perimeter, let's say. The The Four of Pentacles can also suggest that at this time you may be, if this reading is about a business partnership or a romantic partnership or some other kind of dynamic with a person, you might find that you're experiencing a loss of energy. It could also indicate a loss of money. Like you might find that more money is going out. You might have heavy expenses at this time. There's a few Pentacles cards in this spread here. Four of Pentacles reversed, Two of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed, and in the outcome you have the Ten of Pentacles in the upright position. It's a really interesting spread here, because on one hand you have there is this feeling with all this energy that I've described already so far, with feeling of dishonesty and deception and secrets and conceitedness and lies, but then you also have these other cards like the King of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles in the outcome position are kind of like, that actually feels really solid. These two cards here feel really solid. This energy in the outcome position feels like a very stable family foundation with a very, I'm hearing controlling, but I feel there's something here about like an environment that is very, yeah, very stable and very harmonious actually. So this could indicate that you might find yourself in having been on the receiving end of information that was revealing revealing things that had been previously hidden to you. And this could actually lead to an empowering situation where you move yourself into a different environment, which is has much more grounded and stable energy, where there's a feeling of protection. I feel that's what that King of Wands is giving. It's like a protective energy. At the crowning card position of the reading, you have this Chariot here in reverse. Another card which is kind of like giving a two energy, you know, like this black and white, left and right kind of polarity energy. Also moon energy, like on the epaulets of this character's suit, you can see there's two moon crescents there. So you have the moon energy here now in 3 places in the reading. The Moon card, the High Priestess, and the Chariot all have this sort of moon energy. All of them kind of feeling like there's this energy of illumination, like things being revealed from quiet, secret places. And the Chariot in reverse there in the crowning card position of the reading. I'm hearing dead end. So maybe the Chariot in reverse there, being that in the upright position it's about driving and going in a direction. Seeing it here in the reverse position and hearing that message of dead end kind of says to me that maybe if you are in a relationship right now where things are a little bit complicated, that this could be guidance towards like real understanding that there's not really a lot more you can do there in that scenario. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Maybe that will give more clarity. 7 of Cups upright, Judgment upright, Queen of Pentacles upright, and the 5 of Wands in reverse. This feels a bit more clear for me. This is saying to me that if you have been in a situation which has been unclear, cloudy, a little bit, what's the word? It's like information had been shrouded previously, and a lack of clarity of information. I feel that this Judgment card here is saying that period of uncertainty and lack of clarity is over, and there is this kind of rising up with a clarity. It's not that comfortable, but the truth is better than a lie, always. So I feel like this card is indicating that truth has been revealed, and because of that truth being revealed, you're able to establish a grounded sensation within yourself of clarity, of stability, and that's giving you an empowered sense of being able to move on away from troublesome energy, perhaps argumentativeness or lack of clarity or some kind of confusing, twisted up, mixed up energy, and then giving you the sort of green light to move forward in a way that takes you out of this muddled, mixed up, confused energy. I hope that's making sense. If this is a relationship reading, I do feel that with the Knight of Pentacles there in reverse in the past position, that the person that you've been dealing with may not have been committed to you. Or you also, you may not have been genuinely committed to someone. You might have been telling them or telling them either with words or with certain types of actions that you are, but actually behind their back you might have been not actually dedicated to them. You know, all these twos in reverse definitely are suggesting that there's like a 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of a vibe. Like you're not completely all there, 100% present. This Two of Cups as the crossing card of the reading does feel like, you know, the challenge for you may have been to actually commit to the relationship and be there for it. And you may have been just like dabbling a little bit with someone and actually not really being fully present for them. And of course, this could go vice versa. These readings always go that way. Let me see if I can get more here. I don't know if I don't feel like I gave really clear reading here. I feel like there's a bunch of different messages and maybe different people here. Please let me know in the comments if any of this is resonating for you. I feel that's it for the general reading, Libra. I'm going to take the Voyager deck now and give you a higher octave reading. Using the same holographic mandala spread. Please take a moment here to also tune in with me again and tune in with the deck. Blast the deck with your energy, send over this way so I can get clear messages for you. The higher octave reading is designed to provide a little more insight into what's happening on a karmic and spiritual level, to hopefully provide some insight on how best to move forward, how to work with the energies that are available to us to make the most out of the opportunities that we are facing. Seven of Cups there at the heart of the reading is the same again here. Crossed by Woman of Wands, Woman of Crystals, the Moon again here in reverse again in your reading, this time in the foundation. Four of Worlds in reverse, the same card that we had here is showing up again in the reading. Emperor reversed, that flipped out when I was shuffling. Six of Crystals, Six of Cups reversed, Ace of Wands, and the Devil. Two of Wands, Seven of Worlds, Man of Cups upright, and Nine of Crystals in reverse. Okay. I do feel as though there is something in your energy at this time that really needs to be purged. There's some kind of like lack of clarity, lack of wisdom, lack of clarity, lack of direction. I feel like there's some like inability to really channel your energy, or in the recent past perhaps there's been an inability to really precisely channel your energy into the things that you really want to manifest, and perhaps your energy has been going into things that are maybe there's a tendency here for you to get excited about what other people are excited about, and you may have been getting involved in things that are other people's dreams. And I feel like there's something here around like getting a release from that loop, because it feels like a little bit of a loop here, like being caught up in other people's things. It's easy to get excited when someone is telling you about their thing, and if you're a relatable person, if you're a mutable person, you could easily want to jump in on what someone's excited about because you're so empathic and you're so in tune with them when they're sharing that you get excited too, and I understand that. But I feel there's something here about purifying and clarifying the mind and getting really in tune with your own needs and your own visions and your own purpose, so that you can channel energy forward in a way that minimizes the amount of experience that you might have with wasteful kind of Like this Four of Pentacles in the previous reading, I didn't really understand it, but I'm kind of feeling now like it could be something to do with this feeling of like getting caught up in other people's excitement and channeling, putting energy into things that are not your dreams and visions. And after a while, you realize that you're caught up in something that you don't really want to be in, and it's hard to extract yourself. And that could be where some of that like sneakiness comes in, because instead of approaching directly and communicating that this is actually not for you, you end up trying to people please and keeping your energy tied up in too many things that are not really for you. It just ends up being disappointing for everyone, including yourself. So you have the Emperor here in the outcome position in the reverse. And then there's Four of Cups, Four of Worlds here in the position of coming into the reading, also in reverse. So there's two fours there, both in reverse. I feel that you need to reestablish yourself as the clarified, purified, unique entity that it is. And I think also what the Four of Pentacles here and the Strength card as well. Strength is about boundaries. I feel like you need to understand about how to withdraw your energy from places where you are getting caught up in things that are not necessarily for you. It doesn't mean you can't like be happy for someone when they share news, or like listen and share the excitement of other people, but like define your boundaries much more clearly. I feel that's what the Strength is. The Strength card is bringing the Four of Pentacles twice in the reading now, and the Emperor in reverse. They're all talking about boundaries and clarifying and establishing your particular, I was going to say species, but your particular frequency firmly grounded into the grid, so that you can move forward in ways that are relevant for your specific blueprint, and not letting your energy get kind of swept away and whisked off and tapped off by other people's excitement. And that does take strength. That does take being grounded. That does take being very clear in your communications, and not just with other people, but with yourself. Like understanding like your path and who you are and what you're here to do, and moving forward with real clarity in that way, and eliminating wasted time and wasted effort and disappointment and heartache when you kind of get involved in things that you're actually not that really into. You got into it because someone got you excited about it, but it's not really for you. So Woman of Wands and Woman of Crystals are both here in the reading. What's that about? I think that the guidance there is more about, I feel, clarity of mind. Like the Woman of Crystals is very, very clear, very honest. There's a message there around honesty and clarity of mind within. And the Woman of Wands, I feel, she's here as the crossing card in the middle of the reading. I feel that the challenge for you is to learn how to cultivate and stoke your own inner fire, your drive, your own enthusiasm for your projects, for your entrepreneurial ideas, for your creativity, and go in that direction. And eliminate some of, I guess I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but eliminate wasted time and effort on things that are not for you, that you get swept up in by other people's excitement. Ace of Wands there with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. That feels to me like, again, like you got excited by someone else's idea and put energy into it, but then it ended up being a wasted energy. Like it feels like a loss there, like the energy of the Pentacles kind of being what's the word? I can't get it right now. Anyway, Devil's Play, Devil there with the Two of Wands in reverse. The Two of Wands was here in the previous reading in reverse, in the Hopes and Fears. And you have it here in the outcome position here with the Devil. It's a totally different interpretation, but what I feel it's indicating here is that there is and I'm repeating, like I pretty much have given the whole reading, but I feel like I need to keep talking because it was so short. I don't need to. I can stop the reading. But here it's saying that purifying your mind and clarifying your mind and eliminating any wasted energy getting involved in other people's in things that are not for you. I feel like this Devil card is indicating that you're getting caught up in other people's excitement, in other people's ventures, other people's ideas, other people's dreams. And this is about learning to distinguish between like focusing your energy. Here you've got the Six of Crystals and the 9 of crystals in reverse. So these are called confusion and narrowness. So I feel like these cards are kind of giving a similar interpretation, where it's like, learn how to clarify your own energetic field so that you can keep moving forward and channeling energy of your path, your passion, your specific species, frequency, blueprint, as you want to call it, into your really clear and unique entity, so that you can fulfill your path. And it's one thing to be empathic and relate to other people. It's another thing entirely to have no clarification, no boundaries, no clear distinction of like who you are and what you're here to do, and to be able to keep moving your energy in the direction to be able to really fulfill your passions and your dreams, and feel a sense of fulfillment based on you like actually manifesting it into the things that are meaningful and important to you. Here you've got 6 of Cups in reverse with the Man of Cups. 6 of Cups is called sorrow. It's in reverse here. So again, this is about, I feel like this is a guidance around learning how to find your own center, like feeling your emotional body being stable and contented and in a joyful place, irrespective of what's going on around you. It's a major task, but it's definitely a possible one, and it's definitely the work of the true spiritual seeker, is to find that and embody that sense of calm, passionate, joyful, quiet, peaceful center, while still pursuing life in it with ambition, with drive, with fortitude, with courage, with character. And you know, sometimes you're going to experience losses and difficulties and challenges and disappointments, but that center core of emotional well-being need not be affected too heavily by external circumstances. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Hangman reverse, Death reverse. Interesting. Courage reversed, 7 of Wands, and Ace of Cups reverse. There's Priestess here as well in reverse. I'm going to take that too. I feel that it's a little bit of a disturbing energy here. This part of the reading felt really clear, and what the messages I shared felt very like a kind of heightened, kind of encouraging energy. This feels a little bit like a kind of a warning in a way. Like the Hangman reverse with Death in reverse and the 7 of Wands. I mean, look at the colors. All these cards in reverse. I feel like if you are resisting change, if you are resisting movement, if you are clutching onto the past, if you're avoiding something, if you're avoiding conversations, if you're avoiding people, if you're avoiding ending something, that cannot have a good outcome. That will never have a good outcome. Don't avoid. If you're feeling something that's triggering and uncomfortable, that's exactly the direction where you need to go. So work with your fire, work with courage, work with the energy of willfulness, of empowered kind of strength and courage to move towards clarifying a situation that I think this priestess coming out again in this reading, as she was in the foundation of the previous reading. You know, the first reading felt a lot more about like relationships and more in particular like personal dynamics with people. This reading feels much more about you defining your own personal character and your personal mission in life, and being clear about where you share your energy. I feel like the priestess coming out again here in this reading is an indicator that you really need to own up to something. There's some dishonesty here that you need to face. There's some honesty that needs to be acknowledged and shared with another person. Stop avoiding this, because the longer it drags out, the more difficult it's going to be. Moon in reverse here again in this reading. So now you've had the moon come out, and the moon and the priestess coming out in both readings. This is very much a timely reminder to take action in the form of communication. Take action in the form of communication. Don't keep what's within you to yourself. You have to be upfront about what it is that you're experiencing. Because the person you're dealing with may not know. They might sense something. They might have a feeling. You might be dealing with someone who's very aware and is like very patiently waiting for you. But you could also be dealing with someone that has no clue, and their life is being affected by your inability to communicate. So find the courage and the willpower to, even if it's going to be uncomfortable and you may not get it perfectly right, it's better than not doing anything. It's better than not communicating at all. Because this resistance here can only lead to more heartbreak later. Whatever this is, like, you have to pierce through this inertia, because you need to break through. I feel like there's some stagnancy here. There's also the risk of like creating, what's the word? I don't know. I don't want to mess this up. So I'm going to be careful about my words here. This energy, like what I'm feeling from these three cards here, the Hangman reversed, Death reversed, and the Seven of Wands in reverse, is if you don't, I'm hearing own up. If you don't own up, or if you don't speak up, or if you don't like take strides to correct something that you've allowed to kind of, it's almost like you've let something go for so long, almost like kind of hands off, and you don't want to be responsible, that you may still feel that it's not your responsibility, but it actually is. And if you don't take action and do something to show, like, I'm hearing authority. Like, there is something that you need to take responsibility for. And if you don't, it's going to have a detrimental effect. You might not see effects of it now. You might not see effects of it in the near future even. But if you don't take responsibility and do something to correct the course of energy, to make right action here, there will be consequences for it later. You can't avoid this. The battery ran out there, but that basically was the end of the reading, Libra. Stop avoiding. That's the last message. Ace of Cups in reverse here with the Priestess in reverse. It also feels like there is like the lack of honesty is actually just kind of like, the avoidance energy is kind of an indicator that there is a kind of lack of self-love there. And that can be corrected, of course, but you know, like getting this Ace of Cups in the upright position and overcoming your resistance to handling this issue will actually enable you to be in a more receptive state and be able to like receive. Yeah, it's just about being receptivity. The Priestess as well, like seeing the Priestess in reverse, like your inability to face this issue is actually affecting your ability to receive messages from the universe, to receive love, to receive guidance. So just it's not even as bad as you think it is. It's not even worth avoiding. It's not even worth dodging. It's totally a minor issue that can easily be corrected now. Okay, that's your reading, Libra. Thank you so much for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. I hope you found that insightful, and I hope that there's things there that you can work with. Watch it again and then review it at the end of the month after events unfold. You might find that there's some more nuggets in here that will be helpful for you on your way. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. If you have, thank you. You can hit the notification bell if you'd like to know when new videos are being uploaded. You get a message in your inbox about that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month's reading.